La 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 Sri Harigopal Dasa. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
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 Namo Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Shrimate Bhaktivedanta Swami Niti Namane Namaste Saraswata Deve Gauravani Prachadane Nirvashesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Desha Tarane Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaur Bhaktivinoda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 1, Chapter 16, verse 16. Saratya Parashada Seva Nasakya Dautya.
Saratya Parashada Seva Nasakya Dautya.
Virasan Anugamana Stavana Pranaman.
Virasanānugamana Stavana Pranaman.
Snigdeshu Pandushu Jagat Pranatim Cha Vishnu.
Snigdeshu Pandushu Jagat Pranatim Cha Vishnu.
Bhaktim Karoti Nrapatis Charanara Vinde.
Bhaktim Karoti Nrapatis Charanara Vinde.
Saratya.
Saratya.
Acceptance of the post of a chariot driver.
Acceptance of the post of a chariot driver.
Parashada.
Parashada.
Acceptance of the presidency in the assembly of the Rajasuya sacrifice.
Acceptance of the presidency of the Rajasuya sacrifice.
Sevana.
Sevana.
Engaging the mind constantly in the service of the Lord.
Engaging the mind constantly in the service of the Lord.
Sakya.
Sakya.
To think of the Lord as a friend.
To think of the Lord as a friend.
Dautya.
Dautya.
Acceptance of the post of a messenger.
Acceptance of the post of a messenger.
Virasana.
Virasana.
Acceptance of the post of a watchman.
Acceptance of the post of a watchman.
With a drawn sword at night.
the bronze sword at night,
Anugamana,
Anugamana,
following in the footsteps,
following in the footsteps,
Stavana,
Stavana,
offering of prayers,
offering of prayers,
Pranaman,
Pranama,
offering obeisances,
offering obeisances,
Snigdeshu,
Snigdeshu,
unto them who are malleable to the will of the Lord,
unto them who are malleable to the will of the Lord,
Pandushu,
Pandushu,
unto the sons of Pandu,
unto the sons of Pandu,
Jagat,
Jagat,
universal,
universal,
Pranatim,
Pranatim,
one who is obeyed,
one who is obeyed,
Cha,
Cha,
and
and
Vishnu,
Vishnu,
of Vishnu,
of Vishnu,
Bhaktim,
Bhaktim,
devotion,
devotion,
Karoti,
Karoti,
does,
does,
Nrpati,
Nirupati,
the king,
the king,
Charanaravinde,
Jagannath Vinde,
unto his lotus feet.
unto his lotus feet.
Translation: Maharaj Parikshit heard that out of his causeless mercy, Lord Krishna, Vishnu, is universally obeyed, rendered all kinds of service to the malleable sons of Pandu by accepting posts ranging from chariot driver to president to messenger, friend, night watchman, etc., according to the will of the Pandavas, obeying them like a servant, and offering obeisances like one younger in years. When he heard this, Maharaj, Parikshit became overwhelmed with devotion to the lotus feet of the Lord. Purport: Lord Krishna is everything to the unalloyed devotees like the Pandavas. The Lord was for them the Supreme Lord, the spiritual master, the worshipable deity, the guide, the chariot driver, the friend, the servant, the messenger, and everything they could conceive of. And thus, the Lord also reciprocated the feelings of the Pandavas. Maharaj Parikshit, as a pure devotee of the Lord, could appreciate the Lord's transcendental reciprocation of the feelings of his devotees, and thus he himself also was overwhelmed with the dealings of the Lord. Simply by appreciating the dealings of the Lord with his pure devotees, one can attain salvation. The Lord's dealings with his devotees appear to be ordinary human dealings, but one who knows them in truth becomes at once eligible to go back home, back to Godhead. The Pandavas were so malleable to the will of the Lord that they could sacrifice any amount of energy for the service of the Lord. And by such unalloyed determination, they can secure the Lord's mercy in any shape they desired. Maharaj Parikshit heard that out of his causeless mercy, Lord Krishna, who was universally obeyed, rendered all kinds of service to the malleable sons of Pandu by accepting posts ranging from chariot driver to president to messenger, friend, night watchman, etc., according to the will of the Pandavas, obeying them like a servant and offering obeisances like one younger in years. When he heard this, Maharaj Parikshit became overwhelmed with devotion to the lotus feet of the Lord. So the previous verse described how people were praising the Lord and the Pandavas. So this verse details the type of praise that was given to Krishna. And when Parikshit heard this, that he also was overwhelmed, and he offered his obeisances to Krishna's lotus feet. So we have a whole list of items here that show how the Lord serves the devotee. We have that phrase, Bhaktavatsala. The Lord is affectionate towards his devotees. So this is a primary quality of the Lord, that he's attracted to those who are devoted to him. And of course, in nectar devotion, in prema, the quality is Krishna Akarshani. Prema attracts Krishna. Not only attracts Krishna, but it controls Krishna. So that Krishna obeys the devotee and acts according to the devotee's wishes. This seems to be a little bit of a contradiction because the Lord is independent and supreme. So how can he act according to what somebody else says or does? It looks like he's not independent. However, on one hand, we can say that the Lord has inconceivably contradictory qualities by which he can be the independent supreme and he can also be the servant at the same time. The other way of looking at it is that though the Lord is independent and supreme, he has other qualities like Bhaktavatsala and compassion and humility and so many other qualities. One of the main qualities is affection for the devotees. So actually, though we can say that some qualities express or delineate the greatness of the Lord. He's all-powerful. He is independent. He is all-knowledgeable. He's the leader, etc. We can praise the Lord as the powerful entity. So that's true. He's the supreme, powerful, independent entity. But on the other side, we got the qualities of that make the Lord Bhagavan. His qualities of sweetness, qualities of mercy and compassion. So Lord has both aspects. And if he did not have both aspects, he could not be Supreme Lord. If he was only all-powerful with no compassion, then it's no better than a person in the material world who exploits people for his own purposes. So he has to have these wonderful qualities. So though greatness and power are one aspect of the Lord, these are combined with other qualities to make the perfect number one person. And in fact, though many people will be attracted to the power aspect of the Lord, and therefore they praise the Lord for being the powerful one, etc. Other people are more interested in the sweetness aspect of the Lord. They're attracted to the intimate qualities of the Lord. And in fact, the Lord himself is more interested in those qualities. Sometimes the sweetness qualities become more prominent than his other aspects. But it is according to the particular devotee that the Lord will manifest either his greatness or his sweetness. And sometimes he does both. So it's up to the devotee which he prefers. So in general, we have the devotees of Vishnu, so they prefer the powerful aspect of the Lord. And then when we see the activities of Krishna, then the people appreciate the sweetness aspect of him, even though Krishna also displays all powers. And of course, Vishnu, we can say because Vishnu is showing powers, he has no sweetness. He also has compassion for the devotees, etc. As we see in the case of his attachment to Jai and Vijay and others, or Gajendra or anyone. So Vishnu also has compassion, but there is a prominence of these qualities of power. And he displays these, and the devotees prefer that. So in any case, both types of qualities are there in all the forms of the Lord, and particularly in Krishna, the sweetness aspect becomes more prominent. So we see how he acts for the devotee in many ways. Of course, we can say that ultimately Krishna manifests most in Vrindavan, with the people of Vrindavan, where Krishna becomes the son of Yasoda and Nanda, and he serves them. And with Mother Yasoda, he acts so much like a son that Mother Yasoda can punish him. So he takes a very surprising position in relation to Mother Yasoda, even though he is Supreme Lord. But even in Dwarka, Krishna can manifest similar types of servitude towards devotees, according to their particular desires. So here is the case here with the Pandavas. They're not even the people of Dwarka, the Vrishnis. Now, with the Vrishnis, Krishna has a more intimate relationship than he has with the Pandavas, even. We see in the Brihad Bhagavatam where Gopakumar is gradually viewing superior relationships with the Lord. Goes throughout the material world, and finally he gets to Shiva, then he gets to Vishnu, then he gets to even Ramchandra, and like this, and then he goes to Dwarka, and then finally he goes to Vrindavan. So the Krishna is in Vrindavan is considered to be the most satisfying of all. And also in the story of Narada Muni in the Bhagavatam, then he goes to see the Pandavas, and then the Pandavas say, "Oh yes, the Lord serves us like this." But actually, the Dwarkavasis they get closer association with the Lord, so they're better than we are because the Lord is residing there. He only sometimes come to our place, but usually he's residing there. So the Yadus, they have much greater relationship with the Lord. But even here we see with the Pandavas, Krishna is also taking very, very great interest in them and serving them in many ways. So we have a whole list of how he serves. So he acts as the messenger. He acts as the charioteer, the driver of the chariot, which is a lower position. He follows after. So usually when the royalty goes, then they have their people that subordinates that follow after them. So Krishna's following after the Pandavas, subordinate to them. He acts as their as their servant. So even with the Pandavas, he shows this remarkable quality of being quite subservient to them, because they are great devotees. But as I said, in Vrindavan, even in Dwarka, and then in Vrindavan, you'll find extraordinary examples. So Krishna in Vrindavan is completely at the will of his devotees, and he doesn't display his powers to them explicitly at all. So we have, for instance, with Arjuna, Krishna displayed universal form, and then Arjuna was awestruck, and that interfered actually with his friendship with Krishna. But in Vrindavan, generally Krishna doesn't show such things. But Mother Yasoda, he also showed a universal form. He showed himself the universe inside his stomach. And then suddenly Mother Yasoda was astonished, and then she forgot about it. Though she had the opportunity to think of Krishna as Supreme Lord like Arjuna, she didn't. She thought something is wrong. Maybe the demons are giving me some strange visions. Maybe they're bothering Krishna somehow. So she called Brahmanas to chant mantras to protect Krishna from demons and ghosts. And she forgot about the whole incident. So her main motive was simply to protect Krishna. Even though Krishna does not need protection because he's Supreme Lord. But Krishna acts like a defenseless child, and Mother Yasoda, out of her Vatsalya rasa, she likes to take care of Krishna and protect him in all cases. And so Krishna agrees to take that role. And as he also agrees to get punished by Mother Yasoda, get tied up. So these are remarkable cases of how the Lord falls under the control of his devotees and willingly acts in such ways that they desire. So Mother Yasoda wants Krishna to be her son. Krishna will act as her son. The cowherd boys want Krishna as a friend, so he acts as a friend. So according to the devotee, the Lord complies, and it's not artificial. Krishna completely identifies with that particular role He does not think, I'm pretending now. Actually, I'm Supreme Lord, but I'll pretend to be a little child, and I'll pretend to get tied up by Mother Yasoda. I'll pretend to cry. No, nothing can be a pretend for him at all, because that would make the whole rasa useless. It would be like we have Bhava Bhas and whatever. All of his symptoms of fear and trembling would be simply an imitation, like an actor on stage. But no, it's not. He identifies completely with all these different forms. And it is surprising how he can do that, since he is Supreme Lord. But it's the nature of Supreme Lord to identify completely with these different roles and act in this capacity, even though it may contradict the idea that he is supreme. So he sacrifices that, and he simply acts in this way. And what is the purpose of doing that? More bliss, ultimately. The devotee gets bliss that way, and the Lord also gets bliss. Mm-hmm. So Mother Yasoda becomes blissful when she's able to tie up Krishna. And Krishna is also very blissful because he gets tied up. He's blissful to see